One's a living legend, an all-time great, and the other one is a great in the making. We've got Kapil Dev and Virat Kohli, two generations together to discuss cricket and their ways of cricket. Welcome to the show, both of you. Thank you so much. Kapil Paji, I remember 2007 when you were the NCA chair, when you first spoke about Virat. You said, "Bada acha munda hai." What was so special about Virat that you saw that time? And Virat, did Kapil Paji speak to you at that time? Did he tell you that Virat, tu banega bada player?
No, I never said that. I just looked at him. I'm not too much come forward and say anything to the player. I watched, but I liked the approach, the way he was playing. Recently, they played under 19 World Cup, and I heard the name quite a few times, and I particularly went and saw that how he plays. So I just like the approach towards the game. That was more fascinating. Runs coming and not coming is, I say that is part and parcel of the game. I think the way you approach and way you conduct yourself on the ground and take the game, that's very important.
I remember meeting Sir for the first time in 2007. He came for the zonal cricket tournament and we were playing in Bangalore, and we all met him first time then. And after we won the tournament, our coach made me speak to Sir, and I got the man of the tournament for that, and he congratulated me. So that was my first meeting with Sir actually, and yeah, it was really an exciting moment for all of us because we had always seen him on TV and never got the chance to actually meet him. But yeah, it was a time to just get to know him and just spend a little bit of time, which was really precious for us, and I really enjoyed that first meeting.
Times have changed. Both of you first played for India when you were 19. Virat played for India when he was 9. What is so unique about the two of you? Does it have anything to do with the Punjabi genes, that aggression?
I don't know. I think outside people can figure out that. I think I personally feel now recently in our time, I think approach was totally different, and not to give up any time during the match. I think that's important. I don't think so one can say only Punjabi has that fighting spirit. Everybody has that, but I think aggression is that part of the world we have seen more. The way we live and way our life is. So perhaps it comes out on our face much quicker than other people. Perhaps that's the only similarity. Otherwise, you take the game and how you conduct yourself.
Virat?
Well, as Sir said, it's up to other people to judge whether it's being Punjabi or coming from North. But as Sir said, people in North are generally known to be aggressive, and we're very emotional people. So there's no two ways about it. When
can-do spirit.
Yeah, when we go onto the field, if we want to do something, we want to do something. There's no two ways about it. You won't see a change of emotion suddenly, or once you think about doing something, then you put your heart and soul into it. So that's, I think, what I believe in as well as being on the field. And Sir said the approach was the same during the time that they played as well. So I think that's the most important thing for any cricketer, to have that kind of approach, that you give your heart and soul into the field.
Would you still want to play cricket in this era? I mean, let's say hypothetically both of you, Virat plays in your era and you play in Virat's era. How would you look at cricket now? And Virat, 70s, 80s, you must have heard. Would you have wanted to play at that time?
Yes, I would love to have that that part of playing in Sir's era. And one more thing, I saw the quality of fast bowling that used to exist with the West Indian team, the Australian, the English team, all of them. So as a batsman, you dream of scoring against the best oppositions and the best bowling attacks. So I always think how batsmen from Sir's era used to do that without having the proper even protection equipment. I mean, they didn't have helmets with grills, or initially no thigh pads, gloves were not of great quality, even the pads and the bats, and still people used to score double hundreds, triple hundreds. So it used to be really challenging all in all. Even the wickets, I heard, they were not covered most of the time, and that sort of challenge is something that really gives me a thrill of actually wanting to experience that and wanting to score runs in those conditions and know how it is to actually be in that kind of mindset. That's why all the batsmen, the bowlers from those eras are called sirs, and we really like look up to them in a big way, because the kind of cricket that used to be at that point of time so competitive without having the proper protection gear, and in adverse conditions, they scored tons and tons of runs and took.
That's very nice of him to actually take up that challenge. But then Virat Kohli against those fast bowlers in that era, would he have been as successful?
I think yes. I mean, if you're a good cricketer, you are a good cricketer. It doesn't matter which generation. If you ask Sunil Gavaskar to come in this era, you want to tell me he won't get run? Of course, he will get tons runs. And if you put him on that era, might be when you are not habit of playing with a helmet, you would have adjusted yourself. I don't think so. Before our era, if we talk about in 60s and 50s, they didn't have a thigh pad also, and some of the equipment have changed. Like I remember the boots, what they used to bowl, and shoes they used to play was totally difficult to even manage. Somebody shows them, I used to bowl with those type of bats, but they didn't have that experience, so they can't even imagine. And why should they imagine? Today the things have gone further, and they are enjoying that. I personally feel the life become much more tougher for cricketer now than in our era. We used to play 5-6 months, and maybe it's a tough 5-6 months. We didn't have so many facilities, we didn't have so many things, but we had 5-6 months. And these cricketers, when I see almost 10 months in a year, I think it's tough. I played a cricketer and footballer, professional footballer and professional cricketer in England. He was a county, Phil Neal, who was a manager of England team. I used to ask him in county cricket, what do you find? Which is more difficult, cricket or football? He said, football is a piece of cake, which I couldn't believe it. I said, what? He said, yes, Kapil, the only thing is, cricket you play 9 to 7 o'clock in the evening, maybe 6 in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening. Football we play 90 minutes and we practice 2 hours, 3 hours. So he said, mentally you drain yourself if you play 10 months. So I feel these cricketers are much more tougher, are much more harder, because they have to play almost 10 months, and day out, you lose the passion, you lose so much interest on the game, because nobody can have same passion for 300 days out of 365 days. So it's very tough. Maybe these boys can adjust much better.
Virat, Kapil Dev in T20 in the IPL, would you have wanted him in your team?
He would be the most valuable player, I guess. As I said, being a great fast bowler and a batsman at the same time would have been just brilliant, and every team would have wanted him.
Slips or filing.
Totally, every team would have wanted him for sure.